This is just reflecting on like the common misconceptions of the poorer continents and nations that as Westerners we sort of brand and tarnish, and a lot of people avoid these locations. And it was interesting because last time I was in London I met a chap who I respect, and he bought land, or he's got a house in West Africa, and we chatted because I was just buying something from him in a shop, and he was telling me about all the amazing things he does, and I was like, so why are you sort of not moved over permanently? Like, what are you doing here? What's keeping you here? And he said, I don't want to live poor, which I found quite an interesting response, because I still think people are like externalizing their reality when really it's completely like a state of mental awareness and like connection to higher self, because being rich is a mindset. It's an abundant mindset. The word rich has been sort of tainted and just now links to finance and money, when abundance is having a copious amount of energy and creativity and situations and synchronicities that all line up for our highest good, because we're tapped into source, because we're consciously co-creating with the divine at all times. So, and this is not to judge, I share, as I respect this man and I respect everyone's opinion, but I find it very interesting, having sort of travelled on the continent here for about 15 years and decided that, you know, every time I wanted to travel, it was because I'm conscious of where my money goes. Whether you can call me a conscious consumer or not, because I'm not necessarily zero waste at the minute, but I knew that back in the day where I wanted to spend my money was not in the 5-star resorts and was not in white dominated areas. And it's not a colour thing, it's a vibrational and energetic match. When you exchange energy, and money is a form of one form of energy, with people, it's beautiful to resonate with someone who is connected to the land on which they're on. They are honouring and doing a service to their community, as opposed to sort of capitalistic sort of business structure and model. And I don't know, I feel that comment, living poor, was kind of just, I guess, gave me more appetite to get what I deserve and desire, because nobody needs to be living poor, however we interpret that word. I mean, all these words and structures and concepts are going to collapse in this new reality that many of us are claiming as our own, as co-creators. And I found it interesting that still people are teetering on, you know, touching and smelling and tasting this new life, which there are sacrifices to living in any other place from where we've been born, like the comfort factor, the infrastructure factor potentially. But, you know, have we come too far in the West where we've completely lost connection to the things that really truly matter? And I'm not saying that we don't all need to make some form of income, showcase our intelligence and creativity and connection to the world, our lives. But the way that it's been pushed to the point that everything is kind of crumbling in many ways, not everything, I'd say, modern 3D concepts of reality and matrix are crumbling, because it's an illusion. It's a manifestation of fear that people have been pushed into because of lifestyle situations, crime, violence, loss, grief, a whole variety of things, when love is the only language. Like, Gaia, we're meant to be on the earth as high vibrational beings, and when we find ourselves and like put ourselves in an environment that teases and tantalizes our soul and chakras and gives us space in the mind to connect with the areas that we feel we might need to improve in, to heal as self-healers, because even if we call ourselves a healer, we're not going around healing people. We're space holders. The more we heal ourselves, the more we can contribute to the change of the world, the healing of the nations. Because and being here, being on that energy of like my mission, I've met some amazing people who are also very, very focused on their spiritual gifts and learning and unraveling things that may have been confused and muddled before, because they didn't know that what spiritual gift was. They didn't know that they were being psychically attacked because of the light that you can see. Like there's some people that I've connected with, they are lights in the world. They are a beacon of faith and love and community. And this is not, I'm not saying we're not purists. Everybody's got a shadow side, dark side, and we dip in and out. However, we connect with those energies, and the more spiritual work that we do, I believe we integrate and become at peace with the shadow side, obviously attempting to break cycles as much as we desire, because we don't want to be carrying on things into the legacy, into future 656 without being conscious of it. Sorry, I tapped out there. I don't know if that sentence made sense. Anyway, just about the mindset thing. All is the mind, the principle of mentalism. So the more that we try to get out of our heads as naturally analytical individuals and hyper comparative or hyper vigilant, because of the way that the Matrix or the 3D modern world has pushed us all into becoming, and horrendous situations in war, and being attacked or raped, and these horrific things that people have to go through, where your emotional state and the fight or flight instinct is raised, and the cortisol levels are raised on a day-to-day level. That is not normal. That is not balanced. That is not healthy for us. And so without addressing that ourselves, because I do believe all of us have the power to do that by ourselves, even though we might seek guidance from other people, although it's not really good to seek anything, because when we are acting in true love and pure intention, we attract, we magnetize, because we're in an abundance mentality, because we do not give up the faith. We do not give up on our dreams. We do not listen to people who've given up on theirs. And that's all right. We can still wish people love and respect and healing. But if people don't want to follow through with their own goals and dreams and desires, it's going to be naturally not a vibrational match, is it? We're not going to necessarily be on the same wavelength when you move countries, when you move into a new state of being. And again, not right or wrong, not better or worse, just aligned. We are listening to messages from higher self. And I trust that this poor mindset, that this lack mentality just gets eradicated, because we're born rich, we're born abundant. We have so much inside of us that is still untapped, and so many things can lure that out. Lure sounds a bit dark, but can invite these gifts out of us. Even spending an hour with a tree might sound silly to people, but I wouldn't be saying it had I not gained a lot of amazing energy and sacred knowledge, because I'm an elemental guardian. I'm meant to be here as a gatekeeper, so I'm just following things. If these words and people think that I'm trapped in a wounded child, and that's okay. I know what the baobabs here are doing for with me, because it's co-creation. And I trust that we will all tap into this abundance mentality, because we are healing ourselves every single day. We're not trying to control things, we're not trying to blame, we're not trying to speak down to anybody for their differences or for the lives that they choose. We just all have to listen to what feels aligned and good for us in our mind, body, soul, and heart-led living. So 10:30 on the clock.